Super Schindler's List 3D? Nah, just kidding. It's Jurassic Park. Hold on to your butts.
Well, the graphics aren't bad. The dinosaurs on the menu screen, on the continue screen, and in the game all look good. But the ground lacks texture and is only a few shades darker than what you'd call puke green. And who are you playing as? Smokey Bear? Well, that's pretty scary. Smokey Bear with a gun? It's one of those where the fuck do I go kind of games. You run around like an idiot collecting eggs, so yes, it's like a big Easter egg hunt with Smokey Bear and dinosaurs. Touching question mark boxes is a gamble. Either they give you health, or they kill you. Even the smallest of enemies take multiple hits to kill, and you run out of bullets real easily. Good luck finding any more, the game is real stingy with ammo. Half the time I get lost because I don't realize these are doorways. You should be able to see straight through, rather than covering it up with a fucking wall. And what's the big deal with collecting eggs? Is he trying to make a giant omelet? I bet the ending of this game is Egghead from Batman saying "excellent." When it comes to Jurassic Park games, they're far from extinct. Way too many of these games to count. Let's step it up to 16-bit with the Sega Genesis version. Did the T-Rex say Sega? The opening scene where the T-Rex breaks loose is actually terrifying. Yeah, being a young kid, playing this game all alone in your room, late at night, with the lights out, and that crazy strobe effect starts making the room flicker, yeah, that was some scary stuff. The graphics are appealing, and the animation is good, but sometimes it's too dark. It's a mess of gnarled vines and platforms. You're never sure exactly where you can go. You have the option of playing as either Alan Grant or the Velociraptor. It's tough playing as Grant because you have to constantly switch between different weapons, and it takes too long. The Raptor is stronger and has better dexterity, but jumping always seems to be a problem. You never know when you're able to drop down safely without lots of trial and error. Not too bad, but very frustrating. There is a sequel called the Rampage Edition. Don't you think they should have called it something different? The word edition implies that it's an updated version of the same game, but it's a totally new game. Unlike the other game that had graphics that were dark and dismal, this one's bright and cartoonish. The first screen seems to stretch on for infinity. I don't know where the hell to go, and every time I think I'm getting somewhere, this pterodactyl picks me up and carries me all over the place. Whoa, jeez! Pick the Raptor, because that shit doesn't happen. Wow, that's one gymnastic raptor. The Super NES version is an updated improvement on the NES version. You switch between an overhead view and a first-person view. When I played this as a kid, I thought it was amazing. It wasn't too often back then when you'd see this kind of perspective. I was always interested in virtual reality. I took a refrigerator box and decorated it to look like a futuristic Land Cruiser. I cut a hole for a window and placed it against the TV while playing the game inside the box. It was, yeah, it sucked. I like how you get to hear elevator music. These first-person views are so hard to navigate without any kind of map system. Another thing really annoying on the overhead view is that there's on-screen instructions that keep getting in the way. Couldn't they have put that on the bottom of the screen or in the corner somewhere? It's not a bad game, but there's one serious problem. One fatal flaw that ruins the whole experience. There's no save feature. This is a pretty long game we got here, and you can't save it? You have to beat the whole game in one sitting? What were they thinking? Then we have the sequel, The Chaos Continues. It's a side-scrolling shooter. Looks self-explanatory enough, you just run to the right and shoot anything that moves. But only 15 seconds into the first stage, you run into a dead end. I went back and forth looking for whatever I missed, and then found out that if you hit up in a certain spot, it takes you to another screen. It's like Friday the 13th, where you have to keep going along different paths. But look at this! How was I supposed to know this was a path? There's nothing there! But on the other screen, there's a flashing red arrow. Now I know that would have been more helpful to tell me the first time, so why have arrows on all the paths except the first one? I think I may have the reason. It's hidden behind the bush. You might think, well, no game designer would be stupid enough to put a foreground bush in front of where an arrow's supposed to go. They probably just forgot to put the arrow there. Well, I can prove this, because there are some parts in the game where you can see an arrow going behind a bush. They covered the arrow with a bush! What a total fuck up. Even after you know about the paths, it's still confusing to navigate. Every screen looks the same, so it's hard to tell where you've already been unless you draw yourself a map. This part, you have to walk into a rock, which takes you to hell. Yep, dinosaurs in hell. And in this stage, all you do is shoot people. People? What is this, Jurassic Park or fucking Contra? Shop smart, shop S-smart. The Sega CD version is a point-and-click game. This is a good game to play if you want to fall asleep or learn dinosaur facts.
Compy is one of the all-time smallest dinosaurs, about the size of a coyote, 10 pounds.
You click where you want to go, then you see a movie screen and the game automatically takes you there. I would much prefer being able to control myself walking around freely, but instead you have to point and click. Now, I don't have anything against point and click games, I just suck at them. I can't figure out where to go. I've been searching around this room for an hour, and all I can find are locked doors and a crate that I can't open. I found some pliers. Maybe I can use them on the crate? Nope, that doesn't work. Can I use them on the door? Nope, can't do that either. Can't go here, can't go there. Can't do this, can't do that. I suck at these games. The 3DO version is the strangest by far. Who are these people? That's supposed to be Sam Neill? That's supposed to be Jeff Goldblum? They were able to license Jurassic Park but couldn't use images from the movie? What we have here is a bizarre series of minigames. What is this? Space Invaders with Jurassic Park characters? Yeah, shoot all the Dennis Nedrys. Wow, they really came up with good ideas for these minigames. Didn't you always want to be a dinosaur footprint bouncing an egg around? This should be an 80s arcade game, not a cutting-edge 3DO game. Super Glove Ball was better than this shit. There's a driving stage with a vehicle that's impossible to keep under control. One faint tap of the button sends you flying 1,000,000 miles per hour, and there's no brakes. Even the rivers and different terrain don't slow you down. The music and sound effects are beyond god-awful. They're Satan-awful. Is that the Triceratops saying hey? Oh, look at this. You're a tiny microscopic speck flying around in circuit chip land shooting 3.5-inch floppy disks. What does this have to do with Jurassic Park? What were they thinking? Wait a minute. What does it say on the floppy disks? Dump? It says dump? How appropriate. This game is a bunch of anal dump. Sadly, the best part is sort of a rail shooter where you're zapping Dilophosaurs with lasers. There's also a first-person stage where you're running around like a rat in a maze from cardboard cutout raptors. There's a driving stage where you're trying to outrun the T-Rex. It's nice to be playing what resembles an actual scene from the movie. But who's driving the car? I don't see any hands. Are you a ghost? Why would a T-Rex be chasing a ghost? There'd be no meat to eat.
I guess the hand could be like on the bottom part of the wheel, you know, or like maybe driving with the knee or something. But that's some pretty casual driving for somebody who's being chased by a fucking T-Rex. I could see it like, hey, I'm stopping at Dunkin' Donuts. You want me to pick you up some coffee? Oh, what's that? Oh, it's just some fucking T-Rex behind me, yeah. What an asshole.
By the way, remember the pirates in the movie? How about a tutu wearing pink angel winged... What the fuck? Jurassic Park on 3DO is a complete mockery, man. Does it suck? You bet Jurassic sucks. In the words of Ian Malcolm, that is one big pile of shit.
The problem with all these games is that the power to make them doesn't require any discipline. They took the movie without any responsibility. They stood on the shoulders of Steven Spielberg and Michael Crichton to accomplish something as fast as they could, and before they even knew what they had, they patented it, they packaged it, they slapped it on a plastic game cartridge or a CD, and they sold it.